You ever see something and you just immediately know that it's going to provide you with like a ridiculous amount of entertainment? Maybe the first time I played Football Manager, I was like, wow, this is going to give me as many dopamine hits as I want. Or the first time I played Civilizations, usually video games. But yeah, there was also there was a big thing on Twitter, right? Where somebody sent out a tweet and was like, what's the reason they shouldn't delete TikTok? And then a bunch of people just quote tweeted it with the funniest TikTok they'd ever seen. And that provided me with unlimited entertainment. That was amazing. It was like a fantastic era on Twitter, an era being like 4 days, right? The moment I saw that tweet, I was like, wow, this is going to provide me with unlimited entertainment. And the same bit of that is, in the same vein, is a tweet that it coming from a surprising source recently. It came from Nike announcing England's 2024 national team kit, which you would think would be perhaps the least exciting day on the face of the earth, because it's going to be white and it's just going to have 3 lions on it. And that's basically it. I mean, they try to dress it up as they're creating something crazy and new, but that is essentially all that they're doing. But then they tweet chain where they announce the kit. The first tweet is this: a playful update to the St. George, the cross of St. George appears in the collar to unite and inspire. Now that's the flag of England, right? It's the red cross on the white background. Now, what they've done here is they've essentially just added some color to the kind of crossbar on the flag, right? Which these colors, as like, they don't stand for anything, which we're going to get to later, because a lot of people seem to think that they do, right? I think like Nike, this is bait, by the way. Nike totally knows what it's doing. The phrase playful update, the use of the words unite and inspire, those two things have triggered a ton of people. And I know the word triggered in itself is a triggering phrase. But the moment you see this, if you know how the internet works, this is bait. It's like a Zealandism thumbnail. They are baiting a reaction. And boy, did they get a reaction out of this. Now, I'm going to leave that to one side, because obviously we're going to have a lot of fun with the absolute avalanche that hit after this tweet dropped. But there is one thing that I want to say, and that is that I do think it is a little weird that they changed the flag on the kit. Like, I think it's a little weird. Most kits don't have a flag on it. If I'm thinking about the U.S. national team kits that we've had, like most of them, they're we're kind of like Croatia. We kind of try and work the flag into the actual kit. Suppose England's doing the same thing, because half their flag is white and their kit's always white. But there's no blue on the dang kit, and there's always blue, or there's no blue on the flag, and there's always blue on the kit. So that's sacrilegious. Dang it, But normally there's not a flag there. But if there's a flag there, you got to stick with the flag. Like, I do think it is a little weird. Like, the kernel of truth to the reaction to this is at least true. I think it's a little weird that they put the flag there and then kind of mess with it a little bit. I also think on the other side that it's really not that big of a deal. I really don't think it matters much. People mess with flags all the time. Well, not normally in a national team kit. People are messing with flags all the time. This is not, set like to make a political statement, which I cannot stress to you how many people think that this is making a political statement. Like, almost too many people think it's making a political statement. Like, an alarming number of people think it's making a political statement. There will be people that comment under this video that believe that I am somehow missing the political statement. There is no they've not gone out to right like they've not gone out, and there's no political part to this. As far as I have been able to uncover, there is no meaning to these colors other than they definitely just thought it looked good with the background. Nobody's talking about the fact that the white part of the flag has also been removed. Just to make it fit there. And I think that would be cool, honestly, if we did that with like the US flag and it was just the stars and bars and you remove the white. I think that would be cool. Like, that wouldn't bother me at all. But I don't think this is that big of a deal, right? I could understand more so where people are coming from if they believe this is some sort of political statement, right? Because you don't want to I can at least understand that argument. Like, logically, you can kind of follow that argument that while the kernel of truth of this reaction is true, that changing the flag is a little weird, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But let's get into the fun part, which is the reaction to this, because as you you are internet goers, And you know that this would go down about as well as walking into a theater and yelling fire. So we've fired up the like ultra. Oh wait, I forgot. Hold on, because I'm American. Obviously, people are going to come in and be like, "What do you know about this? Why? Like, why? You know, you wouldn't understand." Actually, fun fact: United States is flag obsessed. You might know that, you might not. There's like a flag every 5 feet in the U.S. When I was in middle school, I was taught how to properly just like fold a flag in the most respectful way possible. You know, make sure it never touches the ground and all this stuff. The United States is uber nationalist, dude. It is flag obsessed. That's the world I grew up in. I am American. Still, when we go to the Olympics, I'm wearing like founding father wigs and like, wah! You know, like so I've grown up in a country that, at the very least, can go toe to toe with England in terms of, you know, that kind of ingrained, like, respect the flag, brother. You know, like that sort of thing. Now, England's got that extra added level where there's like multiple flags going on. You've got England and you've got the Union Jack as well. But of course, this is the England national team. That has nothing to do with anything. I just felt like pointing that out. So now we get into the reactions. We've got, that's not playful. It's ideologically driven propaganda. I will never buy another one of your products. People's fear of random colors on a flag now is definitely one of the more interesting developments of 21st century society. I'm pretty sure you can put literally any color on a flag, and people would freak out about it because they assume that it is like, I legitimately think that the people designing the kits here were just trying to get a color tone that more easily matched like the collar and the color tone of the entire kit. You know, like this is so small that I'm just amazed. Like, you know, but people like, you know, people just like they see something and they assume that they know what statement's being trying to be made. And this is the way the internet works too. Like if you go out and you go, I like pancakes, somebody's just going to sit there and be like, what the fuck is wrong with waffles, man? How are you hating on waffles? Like, you know, like just, this was a stylistic choice. The person running the social media account went full bait mode, right? But we've got the same colors on the sleeve. Nobody gives a shit, right? Like, and I get that half the point is like, well, it's in the flag, and we've already talked about how I think it is a little weird that they changed the flag, right? But they didn't change it by that much, and they're really pretty clearly just trying to like they just locked a designer in a room and they were like, well, we got to make the colors match and this is going to look cooler. But let's continue our journey here. We've got somebody saying, do you like my playful update of the Nike logo? And it's just a dildo, which is, I mean, that's class banter, dude. No notes. That's well done there. They said not yours to mess with, to which I would counter with, well, they are in charge of making the kit. So I think I'm actually, I'm allergic to like venerating things. So I don't totally personally am not bothered by people like adjusting of, I think venerating objects is inherently weird. I think that you can be a great country and a great group of people while like without having to like, you know, this is the symbol, you know. I'm uncomfortable. I'm a pessimist. Like I'm just uncomfortable venerating anything at all. Like I just sit in my room and play video games. So that was my initial reaction to that. It's like, well, that's not yours to mess with. I'm like, dude, they're designing the kit. There's a ton of the predictable leave our flag alone. No room for a picture of George Floyd. Like, I mean, this is essentially just a like, what is at the front of your mind, right? And then Nike posts some bait and it just pulls out whatever the front thought, like whatever the top thought in your mind is, like whatever your thought about modern society is, it's just gonna come flying out. Like they touch the flag, George Floyd. Like what? You know, nice. Don't fuck with our flag here. We've got, you know, I'm playfully boycotting Nike for the rest of my life. Which somebody mentioned. I want to like I mentioned. This is just going to provide unlimited entertainment. So the first comment we read, the ideologically driven propaganda one. If you open it, it says, wow, that'll make such a difference. Like somebody's clowning on them for like never buying products again. And they said, ask Bud Light. Now, this is in reference to a boycott against Bud Light for, I don't even know why. But I just would like to point out that the boycott against Bud Light turned Modelo into the most popular beer in the United States. And Modelo and Bud Light are owned by the same company. So you're all idiots. They're still making the money. I like, the world's really fun when you like look deep, like when you like look deeper into stuff like that. Oh. And then we've got, so the Yanks, or a Yank company, is desecrating the flag of St. George. I am a Yank and I am appalled. Do you guys remember when, like in Inglourious Bastards, there's like that spy sitting at a table and he goes like this instead of like this, so they know he's not German and they know he's a spy, and then this giant shootout happens? Well, this tweet is that, because he says the word Yanks 3 times. Now, I have lived in the United States my entire life, with the exception of about 3 months when I studied at Oxford. It's the only time I've like maybe lived in another country. In those 3 months, I heard the word Yank about 3,000 more times than I've ever heard it in the United States. Okay, nobody in the United States refers to Americans as Yanks or Yankees. Right? The only time you will hear it is with Southern people refer to Northern people that are particularly Northern, and they call them, well, them dang Yankees. Like, that's it. That, or you're literally talking about the New York Yankees. This dude going, I am a Yank and I am appalled, is the equivalent of going, I want 3 beers. Like, this is my favorite tweet under this. Now, I've been scrolling this for hours. This is my favorite tweet under this. This is a dude pretending to be American for Internet Cloud. Why? Why would you do that to yourself? Let's see a playful update to the Stars and Stripes. Dude, I feel like they've done that. Every freaking, like, every kit we have. This is just so unbelievably blown out of proportion, right? Like, even if they'd done a giant kit, with, like, the red down the front, the red across the side, and then they had like, one, like, I don't know, man. There's so many different ways that you mess with a flag. Like, when you're too woke and arrogant to do market research, you get ratioed. I don't think, what is woke about that? They just, dude, they just changed the flag a little bit. It's a bit of a weird choice, but they just added some color to the flag. I don't know, man. I really don't. I'm not somebody that's prone to like giant reactions about things. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love making fun of things as much as the next person. That's like half of this channel, right? And I love talking about stuff, but I'm not prone to like getting all wound up. And I am never, I am entertained by people that do get wound up, though. I will be honest. That my entertainment from this comes from people just being incredibly bent out of shape by an incredibly small thing. This idea is echoed a lot, that they're just like targeting England for some reason. Like they're just trying to change England's flag first, which is like, again, it's whatever your thought is at the front of your brain. This bait is just going to pull it out. Right. And in that in itself, this is almost like you can learn so much about everybody just reading all of these. We've got somebody using the word psyop here, so we've escalated to another level. But as some people have pointed out, a lot of the reactions to this, like, and the reason that I kind of was alluding to earlier, that I think this is definitely at least a little overblown, right, is that, like, this, messing with the flag is not like an entirely new thing, particularly in English football culture. This is a picture from an English national team match, and what you will notice is that none of those flags are just like, we've got the Derby County logo just wiping out the middle third of the entire flag. We've got Bury, we've got Nottingham Forest, we've got whatever this is. I don't even know if this is a flag or not, right? At least I can tell the one on the back of the jersey is actually a flag. Like, is that a flag? Maybe they know where Kate Middleton is. We've got the Manchester City logo right in the middle of it. We've got words. We have the Icelandic flag of another country over the top of the third of it. Like, if this is not a big deal to you, right? Like, obviously I don't know what these people's opinions on the back of the jersey are, but I would imagine based off the response that at least some of them are involved in this vitriol and this backlash to the kit, right? Like, if this is not a big deal to you, then the kit shouldn't be a big deal to you, really, because but in your mindset, right, defacing the flag is defacing the flag. Maybe you're conducting a psyop on yourselves, perhaps. Have you ever considered that? But then you wouldn't be aware of it because it's all part of the bigger psyop. So you're being brainwashed to do this against yourself. And why do we care about these things, man? It's really not that big of a deal. I don't know. Maybe I don't care about anything. That's my problem. But this just it feels like a non-deal to me. But my goodness, what a funny day on Twitter, dude. What a funny day on Twitter. But your TLDR is, I get the kernel of the issue, that it is a little weird that they changed the flag, but it's certainly nowhere near as big of a deal as everybody's making it out to be. People mess with the flag all the time, particularly around the football team, and it's not a big deal. And so I am just thankful that I was provided with this entertainment on this fine day. It was looking like it was going to be a slow day, and then all of a sudden, here we are. The psyops are everywhere. But what if there's layers to the psyops, dude? What if these people are a part of the psyop? There aren't even any real fans anymore. They're all mind-controlled minions. It's too true. Bye, guys.